going to go off on a total whinge here. So here I am at Dead Horse Gap, which in the video editing I would have showed you by now, and I'll show you outside actually. So I'm parked on the shoulder of the road basically. So there's the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 meters to the edge of the road. There's my bus. And this National Parks truck pulls up beside me. And she's writing out a ticket. Yeah, so she's writing out a ticket at the front of my bus. Because I already went through the National Parks toll. Get out of this wind. Right, we're out of the wind. So I'd already gone through the National Parks toll gate, and I said to them, I'm driving through to Victoria. And she said, oh yeah, no worries. And she said, there's no charge if you're going through to Victoria. And so here's this woman parked out the front of my bus in National Parks four-wheel drive, writing out a ticket. And have a look at this. And so I walked outside and I said, oh, is there a problem? She goes, yes, I'm writing out a ticket for being here in the national park. And I said, what? I said, this is a public road and I'm going through to Victoria. And she said, no, it's not a public road. That's the public road over there. You're parked on national parks. You're not allowed to use the national park if you're going through to Victoria. And I'm like, no, I'm not using the national park. I'm using my bus to have some lunch and a bit of a rest before I do the rest of this drive because it's a long and dangerous drive. So I'm actually trying to be safe. And she said, doesn't matter, you're using the national park, so I'm going to charge. And I said, so you're going to fine me? And she said, oh, I'm going to give you I'm going to charge you $29 for a night's fee. I said, are you for real? Seriously? She said, yes, you're using the national park, so you have to pay a fee. And I said, listen, I've been coming up here long before you were even a twinkle in your old man's eye. Why don't you get a real job? Something that's actually important, instead of fining people for parking on the side of the road and saying that they're using the national park, you f***ing idiot. And she went to hand me the ticket and I said, you can put it under the windscreen, thanks. Don't come near me. I'm parked on the shoulder of the road and I get charged $29 day use fee, overnight fee, for using the national park while I'm having lunch in my bus. There you go, Australia. That's what's wrong with Australia. I'm telling you now. This is what's wrong with this country. She's all of about 18 years old, works for the national parks, driving up and down, fining people for whatever they can get their money for, yeah? This country is rant over.